All right, and welcome back to the new look of this week's releases. We've always had the table. The table is just now in front of us and behind us. Something probably more appealing to look at than our faces, especially if you like the New Mutants.
Or the X-Men in general.
The X-Men in general,
or Age of Atlas.
Or if you kind of like Grindhouse.
Yeah, you can kind of see that poster.
Yeah, Grindhouse is up there. It has nothing really to do with comics. It's just a pretty sweet movie. Sorry, how do you watch Grindhouse? Do you view them as two separate movies, or do you like? When's the last time you watched it?
When it came out on Blu-ray, I watched it because that was the theatrical version of the trailer. So I watched it all the way through. Watched both movies all the way through. But I've watched them separate before too.
Yeah, I like watching them all together. I remember when that came in theaters. First of all, we had to drive. I know you're all interested in this. We had to drive to Little Rock, which for those watching this that aren't familiar with Arkansas, it's like that's about 40 minutes away for us. Especially the movie theater that it was at. It wasn't even at the Rave, the big movie theater in Little Rock.
It was at Breckenridge, wasn't it?
Yeah, and still, it was an awesome experience at the movie. I wish they would take. I don't think it made any money.
Maybe not in theaters. I'm sure it has on video and stuff. I'm sure Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino are okay.
Yeah, but I just wish I wish movies would take more chances like that. It was a cool experience, cool project. But now for what you're probably interested in, comic books, and it's Ladies' Week. I call the third week of every month Ladies' Week because DC especially. There's obviously a focus on female led characters. And that's what you're getting this week. But we're going to talk about a female-led comic book from Image. Mara, issue 4. Once again, volleyball stuff's happening. I'm not reading it, but I know a lot of people are.
It's volleyball superheroes. How could you not read that?
Have you been reading it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And is
it's
it good?
good.
It's good.
It's not the best thing Brian Wood's ever written, but it's good.
And this is limited, right? They're probably
I think it's 6 issues. I think.
So I mean, if you're trade wedding, that's fine. But if not, check it out. Maybe I will one day.
Sure you will. It's only the freaking name of your wife. It's the comic book, dude.
I'm for those that aren't familiar, the starter of this blog, it's my fiance, and her name is Mara. And a comic book came out with her name on it, and the fact that it's not a popular name. The only other Mara we can think of is Mara Wilson, the girl from Matilda and Mrs. Doubtfire.
Okay.
Well, anyway, she loves it, or she reads it. One Mara is enough in my life. But over at DC, that's all the small name, not even small name, but not DC, not Marvel Comics that we're going to talk about this week. Once again, if you are interested in us talking about a comic or recommend us talking about a comic, there's some good stuff, I guess, coming out. Bloodshot and
Conan. BPRD.
Yeah.
Some stuff.
And EXO, but
Mara's definitely the high point of the indies today.
Yeah, and once again, if you want us to talk about it, I think we should be checking out a comic, or you think we're neglecting a comic that you think should have a little bit more promotion, well, let us know. We'll be happy to talk about it. But you have to let us know. Don't just gripe and say, oh, they're not talking about Bloodshot. Well, we don't know if people want us to talk about Bloodshot. So, there you go. Don't really know if people want us to talk about Supergirl, but that is the issue I'm going to talk about.
There's some segue going on there, dude.
Thank you. I hope it was smooth. Once again, we don't want to reveal the formerly known as WTF two-side covers or whatever they're called. But this one's pretty good.
Let's just say you get double the Kara Zor-El in that issue.
Yeah, double. I mean, it would be... in a parallel universe, you usually wouldn't get that this month. But from Earth to you do get that.
You might even get some sort of power out of it.
Yeah, and cleavage. Boob window. and for New 52 or for DC fans that have been kind of disappointed or know what that word means, boob window.
It's 2 words.
2 words. I don't know if there's a hyphen in there or not.
I'm assuming there's
That's exciting. You know what? It's Power Girl. It's Power Girl in her costume, her costume. And notice I don't say her old costume. This is Power Girl's costume.
It's the first appearance in New 52 of the Boo Window costume
Right.
we all love.
And the DC Universe Classic figures that came out a few years ago, I have kind of a collection of just the female characters. And over time, I've put up most of them in storage. But there are two that are still proudly on display. Wonder Woman, because she's holding her shit. It's Wonder Woman. That would have been a segue. But and Power Girl. And Power Girl's got her pose with the fist in the air. Awesome. And I love Power Girl. I hate the costume that's been out for the past few months.
I don't hate it, but it's definitely inferior to the real costume.
Well, it's just, it's one of those changes that I get it. I know the time that we're looking at, that we don't want to over-sexualize too many comic book characters. But for that one, I've always felt Power Girl kind of wears that proudly.
Sure.
And I think it was a kind of clash with the character. But getting back on track, this one you may want to check out. That, and Brian and I were just talking about this, Supergirl, we both agree, is the best Superbook currently out for DC during the New 52.
Sure.
You might be able to argue and say maybe Justice League.
If you count that as a Superman book.
Yeah, I mean that's really that's my only source for Superman though.
Same here.
So.
Yeah, until Unchained.
Yeah,
I almost said Man of Steel, but it's not even Man of Steel anymore.
Superman Unchained comes out, but there you go, Supergirl. I should have picked that as my book of the week. I know I was so passionate about it. But Wonder Woman got some choking up on some Orion there, isn't she?
Choking up right there.
Right
Who
there,
knows what
yeah.
happens in the opening cover.
Wonder what happens. We're not going to reveal this one, but consistent, good old Wonder Woman. There you go. And not a lot of DC stuff that I feel like has some real punch to it. Last one is going to be Justice League number 19. Also, this is a little bit of a segue. I'm not really going to talk about what's in here or why you should be excited about it. I mean, it's Justice League. It's a consistent book. It's good. But go over to Comixology. They're having a pretty sweet Justice League sale. This is a big week for Justice League with Justice League or Injustice coming out. So I don't know. I like to think that they're aware that the game's coming out and they're going to want to push this a little bit more than.
Certainly, Comixology is.
Yeah.
I don't know why. That's why they're having the sale. I'm sure.
Yeah. So and you get if you go to Comixology, if you don't already know about this, the first issue of Injustice, the digital comic, is free. So and it's not bad. The story, what I've read or heard about, it's not a bad story. It's a little dark,
I don't know.
But for a video game, especially a DC video game, it's pretty heavy. So if you're interested, check it out. So what we got going over.
All right, first up, we got some Age of Ultron. Big things happening this issue.
Yeah.
Getting ready for the not the finale, but there's a pretty big spoiler. I saw Bendis was angry at Twitter because they were all spoiling it, but. So
good. I don't know anything about it, so
there you go.
I'm kind of excited.
We got Cable and X-Force. Cyclops shows up. Probably not too happy with Cable.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
He looks angry.
He does. He always looks angry these days because he's crazy.
Yeah.
Captain America number 6. Some more fun in Dimension Z.
I'm not reading that at all.
It's decent. I like Johnny Romita Jr. enough that I'll keep up with it.
It looks. I should be reading it because. I mean, it looks like something experimental with Captain America. I mean, it's something different.
It's definitely different.
Yeah, so, I mean, and I always, we always complain. Not us personally, but comic book fans always complain, it's just the same thing over and over again. Well, they put Captain America in a different dimension. But here I am, not reading it.
Yeah. And then continuing the female week, whatever you're calling it, you got some Captain Marvel.
Oh, yeah.
She's got her sweet sky cycle thing going on.
Tell you what, every issue has a great cover. Yeah. Just always.
Joe Quinones, I'm not sure how to say his name. Yeah. Daredevil, it's a pretty awesome Daredevil.
Yeah.
Chris Samnee, kicking butt as always. And then if you like more sad Daredevil, you got some Daredevil End of Days.
Wasn't it Bendis' run that was kind of the depressing Daredevil?
Daredevil's always depressing, except for Mark Waid.
Yeah. But I don't know.
It was Frank Miller that started.
Frank Miller, yeah, because you kill off Elektra and all that stuff, and other sad things.
We got some Savage Wolverine, starring, of course, Shin of the She-Devil. Special appearance by giant-sized Man-Thing in this one.
What issue is that? 4?
Number 4, yeah.
They're not gonna really spice up and make those covers different, are they?
No, I mean I think he's doing it on purpose, though.
I know.
It's a stylized choice. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Spear Spider-Man number 8. Doc Ock versus the Avengers. I don't know if you read the last issue, but
yeah, that's
the Avengers are not happy.
You do not throw Captain America.
No.
You do not do that, apparently.
We got some Thunderbolts. Looks like Deadpool is not happy with Punisher. For some reason, they're all both in love with Elektra all of a sudden, which seems kind of weird, but
yeah, whatever.
And then we got some X Factor. Things have been not happening. Fun things haven't been happening for the boys in X Factor, so more hell on earth going on.
Awesome.
And that's pretty much for Marvel.
All right. Well, I guess it's pick of the week time. I'll start us off this time. And my pick of the week gets a little different, just because last time this book came out with Justice League of America, and I kind of compared the two Catwomans, the Catwoman from Catwoman and the Catwoman from Justice League of America, and I just found them too different. It really made me mad. And you have in Justice League of America, like for whatever reason, Catwoman's outfit is open down to here. It's just
I never understand that.
It's just absurd.
I get that fanboys like it because
yeah.
more skin, but yes, why she would ever wear a costume like that in battle? They
Right.
did it in Arkham City too.
Yeah, and it's
So
a little
ridiculous.
overkill, especially when her title book, while she is pretty sexualized, that's just Catwoman. It's kind of toned down the kind of bonehead things like that. Like, why would her outfit? Okay, well, don't make her outfit like that.
Right.
And I mean, I haven't flipped through this book yet, but Anna Cindy, it may not be the greatest stuff out there, but it's $3. It's consistent and it's pretty entertaining. So, Catwoman 19. That's my pick of the week.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, my pick is Manhattan Projects Volume 2. Awesome Jonathan Hickman book about Einstein and Oppenheimer and all those guys that were involved with the Manhattan Project, but it's all crazy, extra-dimensional madness.
And those image trades are usually pretty cheap. How much is that one?
That one's $14.95. So
and how many? Like what? 6 issues?
6 issues, and the first one was $9.95 because all their first ones are $9.95 these days. But yeah, it's a very cool book. It's a lot of fun. I've only been reading his trades just because Hickman's stuff is so dense that I can't follow it sometimes.
That's. I mean, we're starting to pick that up over the Marvel stuff too, with Avengers and new Avengers. Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited to sit down and read this. It'll probably be the first thing I read when I get home. So.
Excellent. You know why they go cheaper on like the first stuff that comes out? They offer on digital. And they offer all their first issues for free.
Right. I don't think that's the reason why they do it for the trades. I think it's the same principle, though.
Same principle. You want to get people in there.
Right.
Yeah.
The first, I mean, it's not for free, but the first one's for free. And then, you're good. Sell that first one, you're going to most likely sell the second one.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. It's a good strategy.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, Saga did it. All the big image books do it for $9.95 when it starts.
Yeah. So, awesome stuff coming out. Go to your local comic book store. If you live here in Conway, you should come here. We are at
255 Ferris. Right inside your old friend, Textbook Brokers, right across the street from old UCA.
Oh, good old UCA. And if you have any questions, comments, please leave them below the video down here. We will see you next week, and enjoy.